Hi gamers, I'm back with another pickup video, and today I've got quite a mix of both old and new, mostly games, a few accessories and other crap like that really to show you. But first of all, I've got some Mega Drive games to show to you. Basically, these games are done with a trade with Patrick, any old username, check out his channel, and I did a swap with him for a few of his Mega Drive games, which he had doubles of, I think. Although I don't know if they are doubles, because I think Patrick collects mostly PlayStation games and Xboxes and that sort of generation. But I don't know. I'm not too sure. He might have a few. These maybe doubles. I don't know. But anyway, he didn't want these anyway. And for these three games, I traded a double, a second copy of a rare Xbox game. The clue might be here. This is the actual original game on the N64, and it's Conker's Bad Fur Day. And I picked up a second copy of Conker Live and Reloaded, which I was boxed and complete and in really good condition. And I didn't need it, so Patrick did, and so we did a swap. And he gave me in exchange for 3 Mega Drive games which were boxed and complete. The condition isn't the best, but I'm quite happy with them, to be perfectly honest. They'll do me. I've cleaned them up nicely and so forth. They've got the manuals and the carts are in good condition. There's a little bit of damage to the sleeves and the boxes, but he sorted out some better boxes for me, and the sleeves aren't too bad. They're doable, so I'm quite happy with a trade, and hopefully he'll be happy with the Conker game he's got. So here I've got the Mortal Kombat. It's so common game really. I've got that Mortal Kombat in so many different formats on compilations and PS2. A bit like this one, Altered Beast. Again, you know, these aren't rare Mega Drive games by any chance, but they're nice to have in the collection. And this is probably the best out of the 3 games altogether, and that's Strider. And I hope to get the Strider 2 on the Mega Drive, and also Strider 2 on the PS1 I'd like to get, as well as the new remake of Strider that came out on the PlayStation Network, and it's available in Japan on PS3 on the hard disk at the moment, but hopefully it'll be coming here later in the year, so I'll be getting that, hopefully. Okay, what else we got here? No particular order. I'll just go through all the pile of crap I've got here and just show you what I've got. First of all, a UMD movie. I've got about 190 UMD movies and altogether, and I will do a video on my UMD collection, but it's for fans of Top Gear like me, Clarkson Thriller. It was only about £1.50 I think it was in the cash converters. This other game, it's an exclusive on this system, and it's an educational type game, so it's probably not any good, but it was only £2, and I'm not planning to get the system, and when you see it you'll probably know why. But it's nice to have this this Sonic game. It's Sonic X on Leapster. So no wonder I'm not going to buy that system. I don't know, if I see it boxed and complete at Leapster, that's really cheap, I might be tempted just to be able to play that, but I'm not sure I'll play it much, I don't know. But it's nice to have in the collection anyway, because it is exclusive to a Leapster system. The other game is a PC game. I don't usually pick up PC games. I haven't got a PC anymore for starters. I've got Macs and stuff, but this particular game is nice to have it in the collection anyway, and it's boxed and complete with all the guides to you know, the keyboards and stuff like that, as well as the key itself to that comes with the discs and everything. So it's all boxed and complete, and it's a classic. It was only about £1, and that's Doom 3 in very good condition with both discs, and you know, it's a good game to have in the collection. Okay, moving on to a little piece of hardware, and this is for original PlayStation, and this is something which I've never seen before, and it's a bit bizarre really. It's a memory card for a PlayStation, and I don't normally pick up third-party memory cards. I prefer original PlayStation ones, but this one's different because it includes a I don't know, some sort of speaker and microphone, so you can actually play and record little messages. There's only a 5 it was, all complete, it's all brand new, never been used. So I bet you can just leave little memos or messages and stuff on your memory card. Bit gimmicky, I imagine, because I can't see any real practical use for doing that really. But it's different, so it's, you know, full PlayStation collection. Another piece of hardware, which is something which I picked up this week. It's a controller for the Xbox 360, and I've already got one of these controllers on a PS3, and it's really good. I think it's one of the better controllers you can get for a PS3, and this one's really good for the Xbox 360, and it's a Battlefield 4 controller. Now this controller, I haven't got a box yet, it's somewhere in my crap somewhere, the actual controller itself now, but it's a really good control. It's sturdy. It's got additional buttons if you want to. It's wired, so it's a PS3 one, and I guess that's for quicker response times if you really need it that quick. I guess if you're doing high level multiplayer on Call of Duty or Battlefield, it's probably useful to have, but I'll never do that anyway. But no, it's a really good controller. It's got some of the triggers are like nickel plated, I think they are, and it's really sturdy and strong, and more importantly, it's very comfortable. So this was £15 brand new. The PS3 one I got as well was £15, which I got a while back, and that was from Asda's in Asda Living. So if you're in the UK and you want a decent controller for your Xbox 360 or your PS3, I highly recommend the Battlefield 4 ones. Okay. Other games. The newest game which I've got is it's on the PS4, and it's Batman 3 Beyond Gotham. It comes with an exclusive minifigure. I tend to pick up most of the Lego games actually on the systems. They're very good, and if I can get the limited edition ones with the figures, I tend to do that as well. So I probably hope to get this for some of the other consoles as well, like the I think there's one on the 3DS and not the Vita, which I want to get, and probably I'll end up getting the Xbox 360 one as well. But anyway, that's Batman 3. Some war games now. Been to and fro whether to get into this franchise, and I've heard it's very good. It's mostly online multiplayer. I guess you play all of these games, but I won't be doing that. I'll be doing this on the single player. And I was looking at getting these all complete with all the gubbins that normally come with them. They're cheap enough to pick up on their own, but to get them with the actual headphone sets is quite hard. And this is the first one on the PSP. SOCOM US Navy SEALs Fireteam Bravo. Bit of a mouthful. It's all boxed and complete. The headphones like it's never been used, and the game's in excellent condition. And all three of these I picked up were about £5 including postage from eBay, which I thought was pretty good, to be perfectly honest. Like I said, you can get the games by themselves for about £2 or £3, but I quite like them to have them with all the headphones so they're complete, and I aim to get all of them. I think it's about probably another 2 or 3 I need to get on the PSP, and another about 2 or 3 I need to get on the PS2. So it's the second one, Bravo, US Navy SEALs, Fireteam Bravo 2, easy to remember, not. And this other one is on the PS2, SOCOM US Navy SEALs, the older one. Again, it's all complete with the headphones and all the gubbins that come with it. So, nice to have. Bit of a curveball. I've got this unusual accessory now for the Wii. Now, there's been lots of third-party accessories for Wii. Most of them are shit, really. But this one is for a game that's very good to have. It's Samba de Amigo. Originally came out on the Dreamcast, I believe. And I'm not sure if it was ported over to any other consoles. Definitely on a Dreamcast, but also it was remade and brought out on the Wii anyway. I think you can get it on PSP. I could be wrong on that, but I think you can. I think I've got it on the PSP. Anyway, I wanted to get some licensed maracas for it to go over Wii controllers, and that's what I picked up here. It's all boxed and complete, and they've never been used actually. The stickers are in there, the leaflets in there, never been applied. If you shake it, you know, it's the maracas for Samba de Amigo. So I just wanted those really to go with my Wii collection more than anything else. I won it on eBay for £1, and it was about another £3 postage. So for £4 for You know, it's like brand new condition just about. I thought that's pretty good. Okay, well, I've got you. I might as well go through some of the PS1 games I picked up cheaply. Some hidden gems. This one's quite easy. It's cheap to pick up if you buy it on Amazon. It's not one you come across in the wild that often. So it is a hidden gem, and it's free ball, beach volleyball heroes. I read a lot about this, and it's quite a fun little game actually, and definitely worth picking up if you see it. You can get it on Amazon for about less than £1 type thing. So obviously you've got to pay postage on top. So if you're collecting PS1, this is a good one to pick up if you see it. Another treasure is a game called Treasures of the Deep by Namco. Now I've heard about this game before, and it's quite rare. If you was to get it on eBay, you'll probably pay anything between £12 and £20. This actually came with the demo disc for Point Blank, which it's got. Unfortunately, there's no manual, and so I was almost tempted to leave it, but then I realised how much it was worth. And for 50p, I thought that was worth picking up. So hopefully I'll find another copy at some point in the future that might be incomplete or whatever, but has the manual, so I can hopefully get a complete set out of it. But it's nice to have that. Quite unusual underwater exploration Namco game. These other games are extremely common. They're all boxed and complete. It was only about £1 each. Nothing remarkable. It's Formula 1 97, Formula 1 2000, Formula 1 2000. Yes, I did repeat myself. It's ironic though, isn't it? There's two games called Formula 1 2000, produced by two different developers. One is the official license game by Sony. I believe it's Sony Computers, yeah. And that's that one, which has got okayish reviews, and it's part of the collection of the other games. And this one is actually by EA Sport, this Formula 1 2000, and it's one of the best Formula 1 games you can get on the PS1. So, you know, all these games were £1 each, all boxed and complete in really good condition. So I thought, why not have those? And I've already got another Formula 1 game already. I think it says Formula 1. It's just called the first one, and I think it's probably 98 and 99 I need to get as well now. There's also Formula 1 2001, which was also released in PS2. So I thought, you know, while they're cheap, but Formula 1 racing games, you know, you can't really go wrong with them. Okay, I've got all the other games on of the Operation franchise on the PS1, and I think there may have been one on PS3 and a few on PS2. But it's Operation Vietnam on a DS. It's like a top-down, almost, I don't know if it's tactical or not, type shooter game. It's actually got quite good reviews. It is. It has. It was only £3, so another one for a DS collection. Another game which is part of a popular franchise. It's not a pricey game, but it's actually a highly underrated, and it's Pokemon Link. It's one of those little puzzle action mini game type games, but it's actually quite addictive and simple, and it's nice to have. So I've picked that up, box to complete. I didn't pay much for it. I think I got it for about £6, which for that is pretty good actually. A couple of new games. NES Remix Ultimate. Unfortunately, this is only released on the 3DS in the UK. We didn't get the Wii U edition like they did in the States. So any Americans and Canadians out there, what I have to say is you're lucky bastards. No, I don't mean that. I love you really. Well done, guys. You got it on the Wii U as well, so lucky gits. Well, anyway, we got it on 3DS, so at least we got it in one format, I suppose. And also another game. I also got this on DS, but I don't know where it is actually. I don't know what I've done with it. I think my daughter's playing with it actually. Big Hero 6 on a 3DS. Platformer type game. Slightly bit of graphics on the DS version. I got both copies because I'm a collector and a bit anal in that way. Um, it's a game which I was interested in. I've got a lot of Pixar video games, so I thought, you know, I'll get these as well. You know, I've got Wall-E and Cars and all the other Toy Story games as well. So it's Pixar. It's, you know, it's a video game. It's, you know, a bit old school, so why not? Okay, let's go through the PS3 games I picked up. Right, before I do that, one game, old school again, on a Master System. Got this box to complete. It was only about, I think it was about £3 or £4. It's a classic. It's better on the Master System than on the NES. You can also get a revamped version on the Mega Drive, which is very pricey in the UK at least. But it's, you know, it's more affordable on a Master System, and that is Double Dragon. Boxed and complete. Okay, back to PS3. First of all, I got this game which I saw in the CEX last week, and I hadn't heard of it before. It's a part of a franchise that's more popular in Japan. They've released quite a lot of games on the PS3 in Japan, but this is the first one that came to UK at least. So I don't know if they're in America. They probably are. And this one is Sengoku Bizarre Samurai Heroes. I've probably absolutely butchered that. It's a slash and bash. I just made it up. I like that, slash and bash game. It's by Capcom, and that's what drew me to it more than anything, really. Capcom. If it's Capcom, I've just got to have it. No, they don't always make good games, but you know, it's one of my favourite developers, so go for it. Two other games are part of a good racing series of games. I don't know if they're made by an Australian company or not, but they have done a few Australian exclusives. But here's a couple that came to UK, and that's Superstar Racing V8, bit of a rally racing game. I hope it is Australian, because it'd be nice if they speak an Australian accent. It's a bit different, isn't it? And then Superstar V8 The Next Challenge. Both those games are quite cheap actually, including delivery. I think they're about £3 or £4 each, which are very good actually, because some of them would just go for a bit higher than that, would go for about £10, so pleased to have those. Again with the SOCOM games, I got the online multiplayer only, unfortunately, game. I don't do online multiplayer, so I'll never get to play this, so it'll just be in a collection really, but it was only about £3, so why not? This other game is one which I've been wanting to get for a long time. Been put off because it's kept its price more than anything else really. It's been out for a while. I originally got it on the Mac, and I'm pleased to, you know, it came out on the PS3, and it's also been out on the PS4, and I will be getting a PS4 copy as well. And this is Diablo 3, and this is the edition that includes a bit of a DLC, the Infernal Helm DLC. Unfortunately, it had been used already when I picked it up, but a DLC sheet was in there, and I love to pick up my games if they're second hand with the DLC sheets, even if they've been used, because then that, you know, they're complete in my mind. And even though, you know, you don't actually have the actual DLC, you can always buy it or download it if you want to. But being collectors, you know, I like to get everything that comes in, you know, in the package when it was sold. So yeah, Diablo 3, I will play at some point, although I may hold off until I can pick up the PS4 version. So I'll probably do that. This other game is it's a Sega game. It's one of the best games on the system. It's a Japanese role-playing game. It's Valkyria Chronicles. I think there's another game on the PS2 and the PSP. And I think I might have a PSP one. I don't think I've got a PS2 one yet. It's just my list, but this one I've been wanting to pick up for a while, and it's all boxed and complete. And I got it part of a deal at games, so it wasn't, you know, it didn't work out too much in the end. I think it worked out about £8 in the end, that one did. Okay, got some more PS3 games here. Another SOCOM Special Forces one. This one I can actually play. It's not a multiplayer only copy, so that'd be quite cool to play. That was only a few quid. This is one I got with the same deal as Valkyria Chronicles, so it was about, I think I did, was it this one or another one? think it may have been one of the other games actually. Well, no, never mind. I think it cost me about £6 in the end. Saw, the first one, by Konami. I'm not a fan of torture movies, I have to confess. I really don't take any pleasure watching people being manipulated and, you know, tortured and torn apart and whatever else. So I'm not sure if I ever get to play this. Lots of other horror games I think I'd rather play than this, but it's Konami and I do think they make some great games, so I think I'd just have it in the collection. But I might play it, I never know. I might enjoy it more than actual films. Anyway, another one is it's a PS3 game. It's a PlayStation Move. It came with, you know, it's a release title for when the PlayStation Move came out. It was only £2. It looks silly. It looks fun. It may be rubbish, but for money, I thought, you know, it's an exclusive to a system, so why not have it? So, Kung Fu Rider. I actually think the PlayStation Move's not too bad, actually. Might be the only person in the whole world that thinks that, but I think it's okay. Well, anyway, alright. This one is, it's not a game. It's like a DVD type accessory for the PSP. That sounds awfully weird. DVD accessory. What's that then? Well, basically, it's a DVD that came with already put on a disc. Some video files ready to be played back on the PSP, so you can transfer them straight onto your memory card. And there's some episodes of Superman. It's an action-packed PC to PSP disc format, so it's absolutely, you know, brought out specifically for a PSP in mind. It's all sealed. It was only £1. And I love a PSP. I think it's one of my favourite handheld systems of all time. So to get something unusual for a PSP, even though I'm never going to touch it, I think, yeah, I have that in the collection. This other game is a classic game. It was ported to a Wii. It's a terrible game, this port of it, I might add. I did try playing it, and I think the controls are a little bit broken, to be honest. It wasn't very responsive. It was frustrating, and when I first bought it, about 5 years, well, it must be about 4 or 5 years ago, I think it was, I took it back and got my money back. But I picked it up again because it's cheap and it's to go with my Wii collection. So it's Mad Dog McCree Gunslinger pack. It's got lots of those cheesy videos going on in it, shooting. So for a cheese factor, it's worth having, and I've got a bit of an affinity to cheesy things. Maybe why I picked my wife. No, I never said that. She's not cheesy at all. Honest McGuff. Honest bund. I might be in trouble. Good thing she never watches these videos, really, you know, isn't it? Anyway, another game, sealed. I already had this unsealed, but it's nice to get a sealed copy that isn't part of the guitar pack. It's a sell-alone part. It's Guitar Hero 5. And people might think, well, Guitar Hero games, what's so special about those? Well, to be honest, on the PS2, I don't get to see too many of them. I see also Guitar Hero 3 copies, but the other ones are not so common these days, so I don't know if they sort of got destroyed by people, or people are just hoarding them, or it's a... I think it's a bit of a niche thing. I think it's a bit like Marmite. You either love it or hate it. And I love Guitar Hero. I'm not that great at it. I can do it at the sort of not the easiest level, the next one up, a moderate level, wherever it is. And Band Hero again, I like those. So I think they're great games, and I think there's going to be a lot of nostalgia for those in the future, to be perfectly honest. So I reckon people will be wanting them. That's my idea. So if you've got an old Guitar Hero guitar about, don't chuck it out just yet, because you never know, it might be worth something more in the future compared to how much it is worth now. Okay, other games. We'll go for the rest of the PS2 ones before I go on to other systems. Okay, nothing remarkable, just cheap games I picked up. Gunfighter 2, Revenge of Jesse James. It's a nice type of little... it's like a shooter game. You can imagine you can use a light gun with it, and you can. It's light gun compatible. I've got the first one on the PS1 of these, so it's nice to have it. It's only 75p, so why not? This other shooter I will be playing over the next few weeks. I actually saw it on the background of another YouTuber, Toot UK. think that's his channel's name. He had this playing on back on one of his videos, and I had it on my list to get for a while, but seeing the video of it sort of prompted me to go and get it now, and it wasn't expensive. For a good shooter, it's only about £4 including delivery. And it's Cyanide Resurrection. It's a bit of a weird Japanese type shooter, and I'm really looking forward to playing that. Yeah. So thank you Tooty for showing that video and prompting me to spend more money, which I shouldn't have done. Anyway, another game which is a bit of a hidden gem on the PS2, I suppose. Underrated game, Freak Out. This one, basically, there are 13 demons and 13 sisters, and this is Linda, the exorcist. So I think you play a little girl called Linda who's got to exorcise 13 demons from 13 sisters. So sounds fun, doesn't it? Maybe I'll get my 7-year-old daughter to play it. Maybe not just yet. It's not scary or anything, but I think the concept of exercising demons might give her a few bad dreams. I don't know. What do you think? Anyway, next video, it's a music generator game for the PlayStation 2 MTV Music Generator. Unusual game. There's been a few of these about. I think this one's called Just Music, 1 and 2 on the PS1. And I like to get. I've got this more than anything else because it's got a special featuring a full video of Gorillaz, Clint Eastwood, and I like Gorillaz. So I'm a big fan of Blur and Tank Girl, the artist who did Tank Girl, who's behind the artwork for Gorillaz. So I was quite pleased to pick that up again for about £1. Well, this game is quite collectible. Not most sports games aren't worth anything, are they? Unless it's stadium events on the NES, I suppose. But this game on a PS2, sports games on PS2s, they're hardly worth, not worth anything most of the time. But this one is actually worth a few pounds. It's probably worth about £7 or £8. I picked it up for £1. It's Summer Athletics. So it's got good reviews actually. Probably never get to play it. But it's one of the better games to have in the system. So if you want an athletics game, as if you would, but if you did, feeling a bit strange or whatever, you see this, cheap, pick it up because it's actually worth a few bob. Okay, this next game is it's part of a London Racers series of games. There's quite a few of them actually on the PS2, and I think there's a couple on the PS1. It's only £1. I thought I'd pick it up. It looks okay. What else we got here before? Okay. Oh, well, here's that other game I mentioned. The Big Hero 6 on a DS, so it does exist. Okay. Alright, this other game I also picked on the PS1. Well, not exactly the same, but a different version of it. I had it for a while now, and I got the second one, and that's Who Wants to Be a Millionaire second edition. Nothing remarkable. It's a popular thing in the UK. So I don't know if it ever came to America. You guys, if you've got a lot of these game shows do get to the States. It's actually a very good game. I played it on a PSP actually. My wife had a copy. I don't think she might still have that, so I might have to nick that. And to have it on the PS1, you can get them for next to nothing, and they are quite playable. They're extremely common. I got the party edition as well on the PS2. And I thought, well, why not? They are actually good games. So I know they're cheap, and sometimes you turn your nose up at cheap common games, but I thought, why not? There's other one. It's again, it's one of those things that you think football games on the PS1 aren't worth anything. This actual football game is worth something. Actually, it's worth about £6, which sounds quite a lot for a football game. Actually, on PS1, it is. It's made by Taito. It's one of the better football games, Super Football Champ. It's not one you see in the wild that often, so I actually picked it up just for a case originally. I didn't think it was worth anything, and then I was looking online. I thought, Taito, they make lots of good games, don't they? So I thought I'll check it out, and it's actually worth it for a bit, so I might keep that in the collection. This other one is another Japanese role-playing game by Squaresoft. It's undervalued. It's a good game. It doesn't cost a lot to get. I think I paid about £4 or £5 including postage. all sealed and complete, and it's Vagrant Story. It's supposed to be a very good game actually, from what people have to say. Yeah, it's still quite cheap, so it probably won't be cheap for that long. So you know, if you like your Japanese role-playing games and you collect for a PS1, get this sooner than later, I would say. Okay, almost there. Only a few more games to get through. Then there's a few strategy guides to whet your appetite with. Okay, this game is a funky game. It reminded me of a I don't know, like a bit of a it's like a music Guitar Hero beat type game. You don't play guitars or anything, you just sort of tap and tune to music and so forth. It's got some interesting animation similar to Phoenix Wright, and it's got good reviews actually. It was only about £2, and it's Elite Beat Agents. I mean, just look at that artwork. It looks quite cute in a cheesy type way. It's only £2. I thought for a DS, why not? Okay, this game is in terms of consoles, it only came out on a Wii. It came out on a PC as well, but for consoles it only came out on a Wii, and this is why I picked it up more than anything else. It's Sherlock Holmes and a Silver Earring. That's right, yep. I know you've probably seen the Sherlock Holmes game on the DSs. I think it's quite a few. There's about 2 or 3 of them on DS at least. And I think there's a modern one on the PS3 and also one on the PS4 now. I think there is, by the same company. These are actually quite good. I think they're hard, but they are actually quite good, I've been told. Okay, another DS game I picked up. It's a classic puzzle one by Hudson, and it's Rooms. Again, that's about £2 or £3. And I think Hudson's one of those companies that it's worth always trying to pick up. You know, if you see a game by Hudson, just pick it up, because they've been known to make some very good games and accessories. They used to make quite a few hardware accessories, even for SNES and stuff. I don't know if they made it for NES, but I know I got a multi-tap by Hudson for the SNES. So as well as making games, they did have some hardware. Anyway, okay. One Xbox game. It's an exclusive for the Xbox, and I'm collecting all the exclusive games for the Xbox. Got quite a few. There's quite a few that were released in America as well, which I won't be getting. I'm just concentrating on the Power exclusives, so just to keep my Xbox collection down to a reasonable size. So I'll probably do a video of my Xbox collection. I must have I don't know, about 2 or 3 Xbox games. Not as big as obviously as my PS1, PS2 collection. I mean. But they have brought out a number of good exclusives, and this should be a good flight game called Wings of War. Again, it was only about £3 including postage, and nice to have, boxed and complete. Alright, these other 2 games, first of all, this game is one which I haven't played. I haven't read the reviews on it, but it looks bloody interesting. It's done by a company, a Scandinavian company called Nordic Games, and they do invest a lot of time making good quality games actually, and this one sounds awfully interesting. You don't see it that often in the shops. I wouldn't say it was super rare, but it's one of those games that will probably increase in value quite quickly over time. It's a bit of a cross between Indiana Jones with zombies. And that sounds fantastic, doesn't it? So hopefully it will be quite a good game. It's Deadfall Adventures on the Xbox 360. There's a collector's edition of this as well, but I'm not that bothered. I think I'm quite happy to have this one. I think this was about £8 it was. Yeah, I've got high hopes for that game. I hope that, you know, it's as good as it sounds. This other game, it's quite an interesting story behind this game. It's a Rockstar game that had to change its name. So you probably already guessed which one I'm talking about already. In the States, they kept the original name, and that is actually, I won't tell you what it's called in the States. I'll tell you what it's called in Britain, and then perhaps some of the Americans and Canadians out there might be able to guess or be puzzled by what it's called. It's called, is it Canis Canem Edit? It's in Latin, obviously. It's probably a school motto or something. I don't know yet. I haven't played the game. So anyway, I don't know Latin. So a lot of you may know what that is, and you know what Canis Canem Edit actually means. By all means, leave a clever comment below. But anyway, it had to be changed. They had to change the name because of censorship in the UK. Although I managed to keep the name for the Wii edition and the Xbox 360. That makes no sense, does it? Why change it for PS2 and not those other ones? I do not know. But anyway, basically the game is Bully, and I've got this on the Wii. That goes for about £5 or £6. But what's worth a lot more is the Xbox 360 edition, because it was never brought out on the PS3, this game. So it's either PS2, Wii, or the Xbox 360, that's your choice. And I've got this now on Xbox 360. This game, I don't know, it goes for a lot of money actually. Not silly amounts of money, but for Xbox 360 game it goes for quite high. I would say you're probably looking over £20 in most shops, I would say. Sometimes gamed it for stupid prices up £26. I actually found this in cash converters. I caught them slipping. It's called Box Complete with manual and map, and it was £2.99. So that's a bloody good deal, I thought. And it's like I said, it's a game in the best, in terms of resolution and graphics. It's got some additional extra bits that aren't on the PS2 edition, like new missions, 4 new classes, 4 new characters, 2-player mini games, new rewards and achievements. So it's the ultimate edition of the game, I believe. So it's good to have that. Probably as common as anything abroad in America, but in the UK it's quite hard to find. Okay, last but not least, I've got 3 strategy guides I picked up. Nothing remarkable I might add, so I'll just go through them quickly. Batman Arkham Origins, I was only about £4 in Sainsbury's. I think that was only a little bit of a clear out of some of this stuff, and so I hadn't had that, so I always collect the strategy guides if I see them. I've got quite a few strategy guides. It's just finding room for them really, but a lot of people aren't that bothered or don't want them, so I'm quite happy to pick them up when I see them. And the next is BioShock Infinite. I love a BioShock game, so I had to have that. I've got the limited edition one as well, which I bought when it came out, but I wanted to get the original standard edition before it became harder to find. This other game, the strategy guide. The game was having a bit of clear out actually. When it first came out, I think they wanted silly money, about £20 or something for it, but now they only wanted £10 for it, which is cheap, because even if you look on Amazon it still goes for about £15. And that is with Super Mario Brothers Wii U and 3DS edition. I got that for £10. Now the standard edition came out in smaller numbers, and that is actually harder to find. And I actually managed to pick up a copy for about £12 of a standard edition, whereas the hardback limited edition one is more common, so I think the standard edition will be worth more in the future. But anyway, that's it. That's all the crap I've collected in the past couple of weeks. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, leave a comment or do a like, and if you didn't, I'm sorry. Okay, until next time, bye!